Hi there. Oh, I just threw up a peace sign like a complete millennial. That was embarrassing. I'm not gonna redo it. Sorry, that's what we're gonna start the video with. I wanted to get on here today to do like a fun little Q&A. I've been a content creator for like 2 years now, and I got started on Instagram, and I'm kind of just now getting my feet wet in the YouTube space. And I figured, if you only know me from YouTube, you probably don't know a whole lot about me. So I've gathered some of your questions. I'm gonna answer them, so we're gonna get to it. I'm gonna get cozy here on my very unmade bed. Fun fact about me is I don't like to make my bed, about ever, really. I feel like you were very high up. Let's change that. How do you work a tripod? I don't know. First question is really just the basics: name, age, location. Y'all know my name is Megan. Megan Renee. Renee is my middle name. And I'm 28 years old and I live in St. Louis, Missouri. I've been living in the St. Louis area pretty much my entire life. I was born and raised here, and I really don't see myself leaving. Like, a lot of people ask me like, oh, are you ever gonna like move to LA? No, I mostly just live in Missouri because, for one, all of my family and friends are here. I have a very big community of loved ones and support here. And that's what makes me feel happiest in life, is being surrounded by all of them. I think if I were to move to a different state, I wouldn't like it. I feel like being away from everybody would just make me more unhappy. And there's no career that I could ever have that would make me happier if it meant being away from my family and friends. You know what I'm saying? I will say, if I did have to move to a different state though, like if I had to, I would probably pick somewhere down south, like Arizona, Texas, maybe Florida, like somewhere warm. But despite the fact that I'm allergic to pretty much everything that grows in this state and haven't stopped sneezing since 2005, I'm here to stay. What is your first impressions of going viral, and was it intimidating? Oh my God, it was so intimidating. I got into content creating pretty much. Oh, UPS driver's here. Did I get a package? It's for me. Oh, it's something from Lulu's. Definitely mine. Definitely mine. Going viral on Instagram was definitely not planned. It was never planned. I never had any kind of dream or anything to go viral on social media. It really happened by accident. Right whenever Reels became a thing on Instagram, I decided to post some like silly little voiceover lip sync on Instagram Reels, thinking, oh, my friends will see this, it'll be funny for them to watch, and then literally like a week later, I had over 1 million views on that video, and my following on Instagram went from like 500 people to 5,000, and I was shook. Actually, I was so terrified that I stopped posting on Instagram for a solid like month. Like, I was so nervous. I was like, why are all these people here? What are they expecting from me? Why are they following me? So yeah, I avoided social media for a little while because I really didn't know what to do with it. But I eventually just said, you know what? Maybe if people like videos like this, maybe I could make one here and there and people will laugh at it. And before you knew it, I was posting every single week and posting multiple times a week. And then now here we are a couple years later. What hobbies did you have growing up? I actually grew up dancing. I started from the year I was 4 until I was 18, and then I started dancing or coaching and teaching after that. I danced for the dance team at my school, but I also danced competitively at an actual studio, and that's where I did most of my practicing and performing at. It is like one of my biggest passions, is getting to perform and entertain people, and I think that that's kind of what drew me to social media so naturally. How long have you and your husband been together, and how did you guys meet? Oh, I love to tell this story because it's very embarrassing for him. Like, we actually just got married like 3-4 months ago. But yeah, we've been together for 7 years now. He is my absolute bestie, my best friend. We actually met at a bar, like an old bar down in the city. I walked into this bar with one of my girlfriends, and we were just kind of standing there, and then some random, very tall man walks up behind me and starts touching my hair. Now, ladies, could you imagine some random dude coming up to you from behind? You've not even seen his face yet, and he already knows what your scalp feels like. Could you imagine? And he goes, are these extensions or is this your real hair? And I'm just like, excuse me, sir, how about we give a little personal space? Would you mind? Anyways, I ended up giving this man the time of day for some reason, and he ended up making me laugh, and we actually had a lot in common, and he even bought me a shot, which was really sweet. Unfortunately, the shot tasted like Pepto-Bismol mixed in piss, but I took it anyways, and left there. We exchanged Snapchats, and I thought I'd never see this man again. And he ended up messaging me on Snapchat the next day, and the rest is history. So yeah. Pregnant, how many kids do you guys want? Yes, I am pregnant. I'm about 17 weeks pregnant now with this is our first baby. We actually got pregnant pretty quickly. We started trying about 2 months before our wedding and ended up getting pregnant a month after we got married. No, we for sure want to have at least 2 kids. I don't know if there will be a third. It depends on how the first 2 go, you know? What is your job? Do you love it? And how much do you make? Ooh, I love talking about this. Despite the fact that I am a content creator, I also work full-time in healthcare. I've been an x-ray tech now for like, what, 6-7 years. I knew I wanted to go to college to do something in healthcare because I loved learning about the human body, and just like anatomy and physiology just really interests me. And so I ended up choosing x-ray instead of nursing just because I thought x-ray just sounded a lot more interesting. Honestly, it's not the highest paying career, but it is something that I enjoy doing, that I do find interesting, and the hours are really awesome. At least where I work, they are. Here in Missouri, as an x-ray tech, I personally break about $50K a year just working in x-ray. You can definitely make more than that here in Missouri, but since I choose to work in the like doctor's office, urgent care, outpatient center kind of setting, I don't make as much, whereas the people who are working in, let's say, like the hospital or in the ER, or like if you do MRI and CT as well, you'll make a lot more money. Family life, do you have brothers and sisters? You know, I come from a pretty small family, and I like to say that I'm an only child, but technically I'm not. I do have some half brothers on my dad's side. I'm my mom's only kid, and my dad's only daughter. My dad had 2 sons with his previous marriage, but I still felt like I was an only child growing up because the age gap between me and my brothers was very large. Like, I think my youngest brother was, I have 3 brothers. Who all am I related to? I have no idea. But our age gap is very large. Like, my youngest brother, I think, is what, like 12, 13 years older than me. So like, I feel like I'm an only child. How do you juggle working, making content, and having a social life? Girl, I be stressing every day. I will say, like, it can get pretty exhausting. Having a full-time job on top of feeling like all of your free time goes to having to pump out content, because I do all of it. I'm coming up with the ideas for the content, I'm making the content, I am editing the content, I am posting it, I am the one behind the screen responding to comments and responding to DMs. Like, I'm doing it all by myself. Having a job where I only have to work 3 12-hour shifts a week definitely helps. Having 4 days off a week definitely allows me to have more time to socialize and be with my friends, hang out with my husband and see him, and, you know, do all the other stuff that I do. I also have to like clean my house and run errands and cook dinner and meal prep and do all of those things. So yeah, it can get a little stressful, but we make it work. I don't know how I'm gonna do it with a kid as well, but we're just gonna kind of learn as we go. How did you tell your husband that you were pregnant? It's a very anticlimactic story, actually. When I was in the bathroom taking the test and found out I was pregnant, my husband was actually in the other bathroom on the other side, pinching one off. So you know what I said? Maybe I shouldn't tell him he's gonna be the father for the first time while he's taking a dookie. So I thought, you know, okay, I'll wait to hear the flush, and once I hear the flush, I'm gonna walk out into the living room and tell him, because he knew that I was taking a pregnancy test. And this was on Christmas Day as well. So, you know, very exciting day to find out you're pregnant. I start walking out to the living room, just like tears of joy streaming down my face and a stick with my urine on it. And I walked into the living room smiling and crying, and what did he say? He looked at me and he goes, "You're looking like it's not negative." And I was like, I don't know what my face looked like, but it probably looked, you know, something like that. But anyways, we just sat there and held each other and hugged and cried and just felt very excited and happy. And yeah, we got to tell our family later that day on Christmas. So that was exciting. Will you keep your child off of social media? I feel like once our child is here, I'm going to feel very protective of them and their privacy. If you follow me on like other platforms like Instagram, you'll probably like see them in the background in my story or something. But I don't think they're ever going to be a part of my content. I think I'll have a little bit of mom humor in there every once in a while, because at the end of the day, a lot of my content just kind of stems from my own life and the relatability of just life in general. Yeah, I don't think my kids are ever gonna be like making a bunch of videos with me all the time. I don't think that that's really what's gonna happen. Will you ever quit your job and do social media full time? No, I don't think I'm ever gonna quit my x-ray job completely. Honestly, I find making money purely just off of social media is extremely scary and unreliable. And although this career can make you a lot of money, it's also like you never know when your next paycheck is coming. You know, it would be nice to be able to like focus more on content and be able to do my x-ray job just part-time or PRN. So maybe I'll get to a point in my life where I'll do that, but I'm never going to completely stop doing x-ray. I mean, at the end of the day, I worked my booty off in college and got that degree. Okay, girl, so we gonna use it. How often do people tell you you look like Joan Cusack? I get compared to Joan Cusack and Celine Dion a lot. Those are the two celebrities that everyone always compares me to. I find this so funny because I did not see the resemblance until I started watching myself on video a lot. And I kind of see it now, like Joan Cusack, like the way I move my mouth and stuff, like I can definitely see it. I just think that that is so funny. People tell me this all the freaking time. Joan Cusack is a fantastic actress. I absolutely love her, and it is an honor to be compared to her. It really is. Do you ever get recognized? The first time it ever happened, I was traveling and a girl came up to me in an airport bathroom and told me that she knew me from social media, and it was the most surreal moment. And now it happens all the time. Heck, I run into people at Home Depot, Starbucks, the airport, the zoo, like even work. I have some of my patients like come up to me and be like, oh my God, you look like that girl that I follow on TikTok. And I'm like, I am that girl that you follow on TikTok. It really makes my day getting to meet anybody else who is on here enjoying my content. It's really cool. How do you deal with hate on social media? At first it was really hard. They're always like trying to tear down the way you look or try and tell you that you're cringe or you're weird. Or over time with being on social media and putting myself out there, you kind of learn to love yourself in the process. But there are so many people who love what I post and they enjoy who I am. So like, why should I change just because there are people who don't like it? You know, so as long as you love yourself, that's really all that matters. You're always going to get hate no matter what you do. So you may as well just be yourself and do what makes you happy. And the people who love you are gonna find you, and the people who hate you can leave. So, all right, last question. Things you love to do in your free time. Oh my God, I got a lot of hobbies. I can't keep up with them all. I love being active and exercising, hiking, mountain biking, exercising at the gym, whatever it is. I also love to read. I actually got into reading a couple of years ago, and my friends and I decided to start a book club. Oh my God, that was so rude. I'm so sorry. And ever since we did that, I have loved reading. I read all the time now. Look, I got all these books on my nightstand. Do you see this? You see my nightstand over there, along with all of my socks that I've worn the past 3 days and my slippers and my underwear on the floor. But yeah, I like to read a lot. Also started learning how to play the drums about a year or so ago. It's just something I've always wanted to learn how to do. I just think that the instrument is so cool and so fun and badass, and I just wanted to learn how to do it. And I actually got kind of good at it. I'm no Travis Barker, but I do have a lot of fun learning songs on there. It's really cool to do. Anywho, that's it for today. If you have any other questions that you want me to answer, go ahead and hit up the comments. I'll try to answer anything that I can. But other than that, yeah, thanks for watching my YouTube video, my very first YouTube video. Very exciting. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.